Hello, it's Karen from Primetime Business, and this edition of Ask Away has been prompted by a question which was sent in to me recently by a woman named Moira. So let's kick things off straight away by looking at Moira's excellent question.
So Moira wrote in to say this. Hi Karen, I've recently started a first-time business at the age of 57 as a Feng Shui consultant, an area I've studied and been fascinated with for over 20 years. I've set myself a goal of earning £20,000 in the next 12 months, and while this may not be a lot of money to many, it suddenly seems a huge amount for one person to create. Any advice on how I can go about making the income I need without working all hours would be much appreciated. Moira. Now this is a really great question, Moira, and I imagine like loads of others just starting out like you've done some quick mental maths, multiplied your potential hourly rate by the number of hours you want to work each month, and discovered this might not give you the income you want or need. Now, this is potentially a really big topic, but I thought it might give you some food for thought and hopefully a bit of inspiration too, to quickly look at some of the ways in which you can turn what is essentially a one-to-one service into a multiple streams of income model. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with offering a one-to-one service, but the problem with it is that your income is always going to be restricted by the number of hours you can work. So the idea of creating multiple streams of income is an increasingly important one for us solo business owners. Having more than one stream of income means you can, over time, overcome the time for money restriction, increase your income, and put your business on a much more sustainable footing. So one of the first things you might like to consider is ways in which you can package your by the hour service. Here's an example I've come up with, which I'm sure you can come up with something far more creative and appropriate for your client base, but something like a half-day package, like the complete Feng Shui home makeover. Now what this actually does is it helps you to differentiate your value. It also increases your perceived value, and importantly, it makes your offering far more tangible because you're selling transformations and results that your clients are looking for rather than the number of hours. Now consider ways in which you might be able to share your expertise without you physically being there, by creating information products so that people can learn and apply Feng Shui principles for themselves. I'm thinking here of ebooks, for example. Probably the easiest and most inexpensive way for you to create and sell your content, either from your website, or you can turn it into a Kindle and sell it on Amazon. And this also allows you to be seen as an expert in your field. And people like ebooks because they can access information instantly and they don't have to make a huge financial commitment, so they can easily test the waters with you before fully diving in. Consider ways in which you can work one-to-many instead of one-to-one, maybe by running classes and facilitating workshops. And groups are a great way to introduce people to your services, as well as allowing you to impact more people. Maybe there's opportunities for you to train other people to do what you do and become certified Feng Shui consultants. Or of course you could create online courses and learning programs, because this really is the ultimate one-to-many option. Now the whole world has moved online, so it's a really good idea for you to be offering valuable content to people who like to learn in a virtual format. And what this means is that potential clients can access your expertise from the comfort of their own home, allowing you to work with many more people than you ever could face to face from literally anywhere in the world. There's no geographical restriction. Now, it can be set up to run almost automatically, allowing you to create passive income, which, as the name implies, is revenue you earn even when you aren't actively working. Now, I've underlined the once created because it does require work up front, but once created, you can sell it again and again. So I hope you're starting to see some different and creative possibilities for generating income as a one-woman business, which will help you build your business with less stress and more confidence. And whilst it may seem like a lot of work, what you need to remember is it's not about doing them all. It's about expanding your vision of all the ways you could generate more revenue, but then selecting just a few strategies that fit you best and will take your business in the direction you want to go in the fastest and most enjoyable ways for you. Secondly, what you're actually doing is repurposing much of the same information in each of these options. For instance, if you've written a blog, you could then choose to repurpose the content from your blog into a book or an ebook, or you might well want to take the key principles that you use in your consultations to create an online training. In each case, the core elements actually are very much the same. And thirdly, it's good for you, but importantly, it also allows you to provide more value to your potential clients by offering your services in a variety of different formats. Okay, so let's just take a look now at how all this works in practice.
Okay, so here we are. Here's this very simple calculator, just to give you some idea of how this might impact your bottom line. So I've just put in some random numbers here just to sort of show you how this might work. And by the way, if anybody wants a copy of this, just let me know and I'll zap it to you. It's very good for just sort of playing around and seeing how you can actually get to earn the amount of money that you want to earn. So for example, I've got here one-to-one consultations. I've just put in a unit price of £75 an hour. Let's say you're going to do 15 of those a month. Okay, that gives you a revenue per year of 13,500. Okay, workshops, unit price of £99. Instead of the number per month, this will be the number of participants. So let's put that in as, say, 8 participants in a workshop. Package 1, maybe a half-day package. Let's say you're going to do 5 of those a month. And package 2, 675. Let's do 3 of those a month. An online course, maybe 5 of those a month. And the ebook, sell 10 of those a month. And as you can see, the bottom line is over nearly £76,000. Now, obviously, you won't necessarily want to be doing all of those things, but I just hope it gives you a little bit of, as I say, a bit of inspiration as to how you can move away from just the one-to-one, selling your services one-to-one. I hope that's been of use to you, and keep sending your questions in. Bye for now.